Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Back when I was in high school, somewhere in Imbo, I had no mentioning of schools. It was a pure girls' school. If you're in a girls' school, I don't know whether you ever experienced something like this. Because I want to know whether whatever happened to us back then when we were young, whether it was the right thing to do. Now that I'm a teacher, I think I don't know how I could have acted in such a scenario. If you're in another school, I don't know whether you've ever experienced something like that. I remember very well it was a Thursday. Thursday, mid-morning there was a rumor. Something is going on within the school. All of a sudden, all the teachers gathered in the staff room and we were in the classes. So you know when people are talking in low tones about something happening, the bell rings, they are all called in the assembly. During the assembly, we see a police car. I don't know whether they were doctors, but I know they were with long white coats. They went towards the girls' dormitory. The school principal announced that in the, I don't know whether to call them toilets, because they were not latrines, and I don't know whether to call them toilets, because the toilets that were in that school, they're still there, I think so. It was you know how you have different toilets on one line, and there's a trench. Yeah, it was a trench under those toilets. It was not a toilet, because if you go for a long call and you're at the farthest, I'm sorry, if you can listen to this, it was just a trench. That's wrong. Those were not toilets. It was just like rooms. Actually, I don't know what to call them, because it's only in our school I've ever seen such toilets. They're not even toilets, because they are, they are rooms, and then you see below it's a trench that is made. So you go, you help yourself there. So even you're in the farthest toilet, and you when during cleaning the water is poured, you can be able to see whatever everyone else did. So we had such kind of, I don't know what to call them, toilets. I did not like them at all, especially because after we had closed school, every time on opening day, there were maggots. I still don't understand. All closing days, we left the school sparkling clean. So I didn't understand when we came back after the holidays why there were maggots in those kind of toilets. But I never liked them at all. So I used to go to the toilets in the admission block. In this particular parade, the school principal announced that one of the girls had given birth and thrown the infant in that toilet. And the way the school principal was announcing, it was like she gave birth and then she wrapped the baby in a polythene bag or something. Yeah, threw the baby in the toilet. How they discovered that the baby is thrown there is because when the cleaners tried cleaning that day, I don't know whether it's the toilet started blocking. So they took time to unblock. Let me just skip the gross stuff. So when something was taken out and trying to unwrap it, it was a baby, an infant. When they tried now throwing whatever was there, they found out it was an infant. We were all shocked, if I cannot tell you. In this particular parade, all the male teachers were not there. We were only females. So the principal, she was so tough. She said that inspection will be done immediately. The principal urged the person who gave birth to avail themselves. And no one, of course, did that. Everyone was doing what was keeping quiet. He said it's a police case. Still, no one availed themselves. So what we were told is, if anyone is on their periods, they are going to step aside. They will be the first one to be inspected, and it is going to be done in the dispensary. So the ones who are on periods went to the dispensary, and then all the other girls were left behind. After it didn't even take long, 30 minutes, they came back. We went back to the parade, and we were told they still cannot find the person who gave birth. Up to today, I still don't understand how a girl can give birth to a baby full-term, a healthy baby, and then kill it. We were assembled again the second time, and we were notified that they did not find the person who gave birth. So now inspection will be done inside the school by the teachers and the matron. You don't want to know how you are being inspected. You go to the teacher and you show the teacher your inner garment to ensure that you are not in your period. You did not give birth then. They started inspecting us. And I think there were only 10 girls remaining. That is when the girl who gave birth came forth and said she's the one. Because now she could easily be discovered because she was on her periods. Can you imagine? After showing our inner garment to these teachers, that is when someone comes forth to show themselves. Shock on us. The girl who came forth, we could not even believe it was her. You know those silent girls, they don't even shout or whisper. They just, when they're talking, they even whispering. Come and collected. She said she's the one who gave birth. Investigations were done. And she said she could be able to hide the pregnancy by keeping her hands inside the cardigan always when she's walking. We thought she was feeling cold. But no one noticed at all. No one, even the parents, didn't know. My question is, was this the right method to inspect us to see who had given birth? Was this the correct method? I know this was an emergency. They needed to know who gave birth. But was this the correct method? I know their hands were tied. Was this against the children's rights? The way they inspected us, Or were specialists supposed to be called to the school? Of course, later she was taken to the police station. She was not even arrested. She went home and then came back later to complete her Form 4 exam. That is after burying the infant at their homestead. This teaches us that we should be sincere. We should just be sincere Number one is students, whenever you are, accept the circumstances. Accept anything that comes your way and you talk about it so that you can be helped. Remember, we wasted a whole day looking for that particular girl. Our privacy as learners was invaded because we had to undergo through that trauma of inspection, you see? And then there was the killing of the child. The school even had to involve the police. If you're a parent out there, kindly counsel your daughter. Counsel a female child somewhere. Even in our church, just counsel them. If they incur a challenge, they should be able to talk about it. Seek help from their guardians. If this girl could have told the guardian or a teacher, a life could be saved. Have you ever experienced such in your girls' school? Have you ever even heard of such? Kindly let me know. Let me know in the comment section. If you're in that school, you can also comment anonymously. Thank you for subscribing. Kesho.